Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Lad, and you're watching me level my character to 70 so that I can start pugging my way to 2.8k rating. In this episode, we're going to do some more time walking dungeons. Last episode, I accidentally queued for a normal dungeon. Got a little bit annoyed at people playing in a way that I didn't think it was quite optimal. I won't say it was wrong, but it sure as heck didn't make the dungeon go any faster. Let's put it that way. So we're going to queue for time walking, and we're going to try and get 3 more dungeons done. Hopefully that gets us to level 69, and then in the episode after this, we're going to push to hit 70 no matter what. Now, ideally, I would also do then a episode of me just as quickly as possible doing the story quests, just to unlock everything in Valdrakken and to make sure that my character can do all the things that it needs to be able to do. And then I think once at the very, very, very least, I'd like to be able to just do the quests to that unlock dragon riding because I'm not gonna run around on the ground in dragon flight areas. And if we get Noku defensive while we're doing 4 or 5 heroics for the weekly quest, that's not gonna be great, is it? Without dragon flying or dragon riding, I should say. So we also want to grab all the glyphs all around the world to get all the dragon riding buffs and talents and whatever you want to call it. But I'll talk more about that when we get to that point. Right now, we're just in queue for some time walking dungeons. I'm going to shut up until the queue pops. I shut up like 5 seconds ago. This game's trolling me. Well, I guess I'll edit out 5 seconds of the time. So it's not just me sitting here awkwardly. There's always one DPS that accepts a lot later than everyone else. And I feel like it's the one poor DPS that was stuck in queue for like 15 minutes or something, hoping that they get it. And then they go to take. Yeah, someone declined the invite. And then they went to pee and it popped while they were peeing. And they have a wireless headset and they hear the doo-doo-doo from the dungeon popping, but they know they can't make it back in time. So they're sitting there peeing and being angry. I'm totally not speaking from personal experience or anything like that. No. Why do you ask? All right, there we go. Let's see. Is there anyone taking a piss right now? Maybe this one. Oh, they weren't. Very good. Or they just got back from the toilet maybe on time. Okay, I'm going to give my buff out and we're going to jump down the hole. We surfing. I love this dungeon. I love it. Probably it's either this or Vortex Pinnacle. That's my favorite Mythic Plus dungeon right now in this current season. It's just so I don't know. I really like Vortex Pinnacle because I think it's a fun dungeon. Where the heck is my bark skin? Why is it not on my bars? There we go. Fix that. I looked at that and I was like, wait, there's something missing here. What the hell? Is that gone the entire last dungeon? I don't know. Anyway, it was weird. But yeah, I was saying, it's either this one or what's it called? Vortex Pinnacle is my favorite dungeon in the current Mythic Plus season. Jesus, guys, come on. There's no reason to do that. Don't pull instead of me. I'll pull fast enough. You don't need to pull instead of me. People are so impatient and rude. I really don't like people who pull instead of me. It's my biggest pet peeve in MMORPG gaming. Wherever there's a tank role, I hate it when I play the tank role and people pull instead of me. And I actively try to avoid doing that when I'm not the tank. Like, I'll be right there with them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to slack on pulling them. But I really don't like it. Let's see, are we going to... We have 2 people who can berserk, or... I guess we don't need to. Yeah, this thing's dying super fast. Yeah, I think there's a couple of max level people in the dungeon, so this thing is just dying super, super quickly. Dang, this Death Knight just obliterated that mob. Get it? Because he uses obliterate. Haha. Windscar Whetstone. What the heck is that? What the heck is that? Is that like a trinket or something? I'm trying to inspect this person, but it didn't open the interface. Yeah, it doesn't want to open the interface. What the heck is a wind scar? Oh, there it is. Huh. Interesting. I don't know what that is. It's on the upgrade track for... Huh. That's a lot of damage. Okay, sorry, I got very curious what the heck that was. I don't know why this guy decided to knock that back. Like, I had it under control. Although, I guess that would be nice if I didn't know. It would have been really good if he did that. I don't know why we pulled that. I think that was an accident. I guess I have to go over there to kick this guy's ass. Yeah, this thing you pulled that you're now ignoring, yeah, that's what I'm going to go kill. It's ironic that people who try to speed up the dungeon end up body pulling and then making it slower because we're killing stuff we don't need to kill. But then again, I can't be certain that it was the person who keeps pulling instead of me. Or running ahead of me for no reason. But you know, I got a hunch. Okay, so I got a good feeling about this pull. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull the boss here. Get knocked back. I just need to make sure I keep all these guys turned away from my group. Yeah. Yeah, I think that evoker liked me pulling everything. Look at that damage right now. Crazy DPS. Very nice. Give everyone movement speed, switch into stag form. How nice, the Death Knight got some boots. I don't think he needs those boots though. It looked like he was wearing purples. Let me take a look at him again. Why does it not open the inspect thing quickly? Oh no, he needs those. 319 boots? He probably needs those. Okay, there we go. Bark skin is up. I'm gonna use a frenzied regen charge here. Trying my darndest not to make anyone get slammed by that frontal that the grub masters do. Okay, I can close that now. I don't need to keep looking at his gear. Alright. Gonna berserk or incarnation and rage of the sleeper. Once that runs out, I'll do bark skin. Not that I really need to use my defensives here, but okay. Nobody's killing the ads, which is not surprising because we don't really need to, because the boss is gonna die before he even eats any of them. That's this group's real quick. Make sure I loot that, at least for the badges, if nothing else. Can I go all the way to boss with this? I don't have the cooldowns to do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm watching the health of the Demolisher at about 70% health. He tries to cast Jarskin, which I managed to interrupt. If you interrupt that, he basically turns into a non-issue because all he does is auto-attack. If you don't, then he turns into the ads that the boss spawns, like the huge Charskin ones. Alright, let's put down, let's kick that first of all. Put down Ursol's Vortex, knock them back, that'll interrupt him for a little while. Okay, and I'm going to pull the boss to us so that people don't have to run to it. See where that thing spawns, the crystal, please spawn on that side, perfect. We're going to stand here, that'll drop the structure right on top of that. We're going to try and make the landslide not hit anyone like that, there we go. And that was perfect execution as far as I'm concerned. Oh, I got a belt, let's see. 347 instead of 174 belt, now that's an upgrade. I'm going to actually leave the dungeon so you can see the full stat upgrade from that. It's going to be something ridiculous. Let me see. 438 stamina, 164 armor, 150 agility. Oh my goodness. Oh dude, but I lose a socket. I can't equip that. I need that socket. It even has a 1 haste socket bonus. Okay, let's equip this thing. Very nice. Okay. That was, I believe, the second dungeon or the first dungeon. I think that was the first dungeon. Was it the first or the second dungeon? I'm losing it, friends. Did I do? Okay, updated appearances. And then I went into something. Okay, no, this is the first dungeon. Man, I'm losing it. Okay, let's reset this, and then I'll use DBM, or DBM details, to keep track of how many dungeons I've done. Because I'm clearly getting lost in the sauce. I have recording sessions, basically, where I'll sit and I'll play the game for like a few hours at a time, and I'll just keep recording as long as I'm playing, and that'll turn into multiple episodes. So at a point, I just don't know how many dungeons I've done in a row, because right now I'm doing like the 15th dungeon in a row or something. Probably not that many, but quite a few dungeons that I've done since I sat down and started playing this. So that's why I'm a little bit confused about which dungeons I have and haven't done in this episode. Anyway, I'm going to shut up until I get my Q pop. There we go. There's the dungeon we've been waiting for. Let's kick ass and take names. Hopefully I did queue for time walking. Now that's constantly in my mind whenever I get a dungeon pop. It's like, did I queue for time walking or did I not? But I think once I set it to time walking, it stays on time walking. The reason I queued for a normal dungeon once was because I had just logged in and then I hadn't, changed it to time walking yet. When it might happen is if I do a slash reload after doing a time walking dungeon, it's going to switch back to doing normal dungeons. It's this sack of shit again. I really don't like this dungeon. It just takes so long, and I think the worst part of it is this and the little part where you do like the spy hunt. Just waiting for this is like a couple of minutes of my time that I really don't need to waste at all. But oh well. I guess we'll go for a nice little boat ride. Let me take a look at my talents. So yeah, I got this little bit of a shit show of talents going on right now because I don't want to use Raise because I want to dump all my rage into Thorns of Iron. And I feel like I'm getting sort of not the best of either. Because I'm going down this road to get the Thrash damage and utility and all that and just doing a bunch of damage with Thrash. But I'm not getting the full benefit of doing all those things, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like I'm just playing a, a worse version of both Thorns of Iron and um, a worse version of the Thorns build and the whatchamacallit, the Thrash build. Or the Rage of Ursoc, or whatever the heck you want to call it. I'm just gonna knock this back real quick, so... No, you don't get to sound the alarm. Bark Skin and Rage of the Sleeper, and we're gonna kick their ass. There we go. But, yeah, I feel like I'm just not getting the most out of either Thrash or Thorns of Iron. I don't know, I guess I'll go down the Arcane Bear path at some point. It's because I think I'm not getting much value out of our Arcane Bear right now because the enemies just don't live long enough for me to actually get any value out of Moonfire damage over time. So I guess that's one of the reasons why I feel like it doesn't feel that great. I'm looking for a suppression charge to kick, and I think it's the construct that does it. Yeah, I want to kick that. Oh, we sounded the alarm. Did somebody release? I hope they didn't yeah, they did release. That's rough. I didn't want them to release because I could have just battle res them, but oh well. But yeah, I think I will switch back to Arcane Bear once we get to a point where mobs don't die in like 2 swipes or whatever. Which is going to take a while. It's actually not going to be once we start doing Mythic Plus. It's probably going to be once we start doing like 9 keys or stuff like that. Because for the most part, I feel like I'll be playing with people who are kind of overgeared. We pulled some extra mobs from over, quite a few extra mobs from over there. We're just going to pop all our cooldowns and start mashing. Big heal from after the wildfire there. doing quite well on the damage. Oh, I'm gonna get stunned here. Okay. I don't know why I used Moonfire there. Really didn't need the Moonfire damage at all. Okay, he's going for the thing. I shut up there for a second because I actually had to focus on you know, mashing my keys. Because that's what I do basically. Yeah, let's rebuff everyone. Save my kick. Well, there's nothing to kick but suppression. I believe these things don't cast anything else. There we go. Kick the suppression. Keep going. Where am I going? Took a right turn. Took a wrong turn to the right. What? My brain. I just confused myself. Anyway, I took. I went to the right a bit sooner than I needed to. Okay. Kitty cat form. Go fast. Everyone wants to get through this dungeon as quickly as possible. But at least this guy had the decency not to pull instead of me. I respect that, dude. And I appreciate that. You are appreciated, Tauren person. Kick that Bewitch, because I think that's like a long-ass charm. Okay, we're looking for one of the... I guess there's an Enforcer over there, so we're going to go over to that Enforcer. We just need to jump up on top of here, so we don't pull that. There is the Enforcer. We're going to Moonfire it from over here. Okay. I think if we kill one Enforcer, we can go for the boss, right? Not 100% sure. Not 100% sure, to be completely honest with you. Where the heck is the next one? There it is. Travel form and run over to it. We'll kill one more Enforcer and then we'll go for the boss. I do believe that if you do... The more Enforcers you do, the easier it is to kill the boss. Let me target the boss. She has... Ah, okay. So the more Enforcers there are, the more... up to 3. The more... Why are people dying so much? Is this healing? They are healing. Not particularly much if I'm out healing them while not using after the wildfire. But yeah, they have extra damage. Okay, yeah, the priest is just more interested in dealing damage than they are in anything else. But I'll pop all my cooldowns because this might be a bit hard with the buff that the boss has. So apparently, now I finally understand it. The way it works is, for each Enforcer you kill, you remove 1 stack of the buff, and the boss has 3 stacks of the buff. That makes it do 100% more damage. Which is good. Like, now I finally understand what to do before this boss. Which is another thing that makes it take a long time to do, because the freaking Enforcers just don't spawn in on time. Now let's give everyone a movement speed buff here. Switch into kitty cat form. Okay. So, book. Gonna go up, talk to another one of these guys, get another clue. Oh, there's a person who can give me a clue. So I'm looking for someone who has a book. I say short sleeves. Manga corta. I don't know. Is that like a different language? I would assume that's a different language. Go on. No gloves. Oh yeah, Demon Hunter can use Spectral Sight. I didn't know that. Okay, so what do we have so far? We have no gloves, we have short sleeves, and we have books. So let's see, someone who has a book, short sleeves, and no gloves. These have no sleeves. These all have, they don't have books. Let's go down here. Has a book, shirt sleeves, but he has gloves. Oh, there we go. We found the spy. Oh, I just missed him. I walked right past him. Silly me. Okay. Well, that was, I'm gonna admit, that was kind of fun now that I know what I need to do. I enjoyed that. That was somewhat entertaining. Yeah, Demon Hunter should have used the spectral sight, but oh well. I didn't know you could do that with the spectral sight though. That's actually super, super cool. That's a really smart way to reward people for, you know, for thinking and using their abilities. That's really cool. I would have thought honestly that there was never any use for using spectral sight otherwise. It was just like a gimmicky thing in the game. Let's beat up this Dreadlord, and then give everyone movement speed. Dang paladins with their silly ass mounts. I say that as someone who mains Red Paladin at the moment. Red Paladin's so fun. It's pretty button mashy, but you can also get rewarded by optimizing your button mashing. Like if you can get away with sort of not paying full attention to what you're hitting, so very mechanically intense bosses are pretty forgiving for Ret Paladin because you can still get a decent amount of your damage out even if you don't optimize your rotation. And I really enjoy that because my brain just doesn't work at that level. Like I'm not that good to actually make full use of like to do my full rotation while I'm doing something mechanically demanding. Like for instance, if I do, I can't think of a perfect example, but if, well, let's say I'm trying to pre-position for Kazara Mythic and trying to drop the pools at a good spot while also baiting the beam, while also baiting making sure that the lasers and all that happens at a good time and a good spot. But yeah, is this person dead? Oh, hold on, never mind, they left before I could rest them. But yeah, my brain no work good sometimes, so can be a bit rough. That was that my first dungeon or my second? It must be my second dungeon, right? Must be my second dungeon. Yeah, I reset and said I'd keep track by dungeons. Okay, so I'll reset again, I guess. Um, one more time walking dungeon. I'll shut up until my Q pops. That was very quick indeed. Very nice. Please, please, RNGesus, don't put me in Court of Stars again. Thank you. Thank you. This isn't that much better, but it's definitely better. Literally anything is better than than thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. What the fuck is that thing called? Court of Stars. I really hate Court of Stars. And I say that after saying that I had a bit of fun there with doing whatchamacallits. I'm gonna pop some cooldowns here, and we're gonna go line of sight over there in a second here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Keep moving. And there we go. Now we're just gonna sit here and mash. Pop my survival instincts. There we go. Do I use it on the boss or I guess I'll use it on the boss because most of the group here is dead already. Just gonna kick something, so my kick's not there. Doing nothing. Off cooldown. Interrupt using that. Interrupt using this. Interrupt using my actual kick. There we go. Didn't use many defensives there. Just use my survival instincts. Keep going towards the boss. Seems to be a bit of a lower DPS group. Maybe they were just struggling to survive for a second there, but we're going to pop all our cooldowns here and mash this Marrogar imposter down. Very cool looking boss, even though it's clearly just like a reuse of the Marrogar skeleton from ICC first boss. Super cool boss. Super cool looking boss. Also one hell of a cool looking weapon from ICC first boss. What is that thing called? I don't know. While I'm waiting, I may as well look it up. Dragonflight, Wrath of the Lich King, Icecrown Citadel loot from Lord Marrogar. Gear filter class, all classes. That's the one-handed axe, and the two-handed axe is... Wait, where's the two-handed axe from Lord Marrogar? I can't find it. Am I losing my mind? Am I just not seeing it? Oh, sorry, I should be playing the game instead of looking at loot from old raids. Give everyone the speed up. We keep running. Okay, it's a right turn here. We keep running. Barkskin and Rage of the Sleeper. Kick that. Line of sight. Start mashing iron fur. Let's go. Ooh, I got stunned. Doesn't matter. Somehow not losing any health at all. Keep mashing. Doing quite well. Okay, the group's DPS is picking up. Very nice. I like that. I like that. They've realized that I pull like an absolute maniac. Nowhere I could have done this in TBC dungeons. There would be some enemy that's like horribly tuned, like the Warhounds, that was gonna rip me a new butthole. Just absolutely murder me. Mobs come in here. I'll pull those to the boss. Once I get to the boss, I'll wait for just a second so that people can catch up. But it looks like everyone's pretty stacked. Yeah. It's just one druid in the back. Taking a sweet time. It's the healer. Okay. Don't want to start the boss fight without a healer. Although it doesn't look like the gate closes at the entrance. Yeah, it doesn't look like the gate closes. So I guess I can just pull straight to boss and not wait for people in the future. That's good. Good to know. I'll use Barkskin and Rage of the Sleeper here. Probably completely unnecessary considering we just murdered that. But let's give everyone a nice little speed boost. Person got a ring. I'd like a ring. Still using 194 ring. Whew. Gotta dodge those boulders. This rogue went quite a bit ahead. Thrash everything. And Moonfire that guy I have targeted in the back. We're gonna Barkskin here. We popped or cheat death. Keep going. Well, I guess now we have to dodge the rocks and fight everything at the same time, but it doesn't seem to be an issue. At least not for me. Use one of our frenzied region charges. That person's quite quick. What are they using? Mage blinked into a stone. Okay, we made it to the top. We keep going. We keep going. This party don't stop. This is one hell of a pull, I gotta admit. Barkskin and Rage of the Sleeper. We're going all the way to the boss, I guess. I'll stop right here in front of the boss now. Just so people can catch up, because I think a few people got hit by the rocks. If anyone, at least the mage got hit by the rocks. Okay, mage has caught up, it seems. Yes, on the minimap at least. Pull the boss with Moonfire, because I'm not in range for anything else. We're going to use Berserk and Heart of the Wild. I'm going to step in front of the boss. No, dude, you just need to let me get hit by the boss. There we go. I didn't know that until last run, where I confirmed that that was indeed the case. Very nice. And give everyone movement speed. I got new bracers. Let's see. They are... Ooh, 77 item level upgrade. We're going to have a lot of gear the second we hit 70. I feel like this was a waste to buy because of time walking. No, it isn't. I'm sure I'll use a lot of this gear. I might use like 4 slots from time walking. And besides, I'm still sitting at 6.3k gold, and I feel like that's a decent amount of gold. Keep going. We can Moonfire, but I gotta make sure I stand in here, because if I stand right at the door, what's gonna happen is the boss is gonna reset when he leaves this little circle here. Because that happened the last time I was in here, and I learned that the hard way. Oh, what the heck is that? I haven't seen that before. I guess because usually this guy dies a lot faster, so I don't have to see that part of the fight. Okay. Called him a worthless husk. Gosh darn. That's mean. That's really insensitive. Let's beat up this boss. I need a weak aura for after the wildfire. It'd be so nice to know when I can heal someone with it. It's a bit of a slow fight. We're all quite large. I guess that's a buff we get from, oh, Legacy of Ravencrest, so I just do more damage and all that. Very nice. Yeah, that was the 3rd dungeon, I believe. So we're gonna leave instance group. Did that actually get me? Oh, dude, look at that. I'm missing so little EXP to level up. I guess this is a good time to go and talk to Abyssian in Orgrimmar. Maybe that'll give me the last little bit of EXP. Because that's what's going to also start me on the quest line into whatchamacallits, Dragonflight. So let's talk to Abyssian. There he is, next to his dad's jaw. Hold on, let me talk to you. And I have to listen to Ebonhorn. I'm gonna skip the cinematic. I'm not quite interested in that. Still haven't leveled up. 140 XP. Maybe that's why I haven't leveled up. All right, here we are. Let's turn this in. Hey, there's the level up to 69. And that means I can put another point into Flashing Claws. Let's apply those changes. And that's going to be great. Let's talk to this. Ask Khadgar what happened. Yes, yes, thank you very much. Turn that in. And what, I don't get the quest to go anywhere now? You know what? Maybe I'll figure that out once I log out and log back in. And I'm going to do that. And this is going to be the end of the episode. Next episode, I'll be doing a bunch of time walking dungeons until I hit level 70. And then we'll see what we do from there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.